Hello there, Spartans, and welcome back to the channel. Now, just before we get into this video today, I just want to give you guys a quick heads up, just to let you know that I'm in the process of getting a new PC, as the existing one that I've got now, I have had since I started YouTube back in 2014. So, you know, it needs to be put out to pasture, and so I've been sorting out all of that over the last few days, along with some improvements behind the scenes with equipment and how video production will be done in the future. All in all, it's going to be a major step forward for the channel. As well, I've been sorting out a couple of partnerships, and that will ultimately really help with the content for the future and how quickly I can get videos and information out to you, which is super exciting. So all in all, things are looking pretty good for the future, and a lot of that is of course down to you guys and the amazing support that you have been giving me over the last month with the new style of videos that I've been putting out. It's been fantastic, so thank you very much for that. Anyway, on to the video. Now, Rome Remastered has been out for nearly 2 weeks now, and understandably that initial hype has started to die down now. And with the review over on Steam being mostly positive, about 70% of them, it is fair to say that opinions across the community have been somewhat divided, with some wanting more from what the remastered has given to us. And so it is with eyes glinting of hope that we turn to the true artisans of the community, the modders themselves, as they have been and will undoubtedly in the future be where the lifeblood of any Total War game will continue. They have the ability to keep a game going for years and years to come. Take Medieval 2, for example, a game which came out in 2006, is still being played by loads of people today because of Third Age. Attila because of Medieval 1212 AD and Rise of Mordor. Even the original Rome because of mods like Rome Total Realism and Europa Barbarorum. Heck, players will in some cases buy a Total War game just for the mod and never play the vanilla game. Therefore, it is exactly the same for Rome Remastered. It is with the mods that we see released over the next months and years that will be the source of the longevity of this game. And with Feral Interactive openly discussing how they are giving the remastered version more support with mods than ever before, the future of this game does look very promising indeed. And so what better way to start within the first couple of weeks of this game's launch already on the horizon is the release of what could be one of the best mods that this game will ever have. No pressure, but it will bring players back to it for a long time to come. And what is that? It is called RTR Imperium Surrectum. Now this mod is the work of the combined team of the fantastic original mods of Rome Total Realism and Rome Surrectum, hence combining the names of them together to create RTR Imperium Surrectum. And by joining forces, the team have decided to adopt a new hybrid name to carry on the legacy of both of those mods and utilize the best aspects of them both. And their main goal will look to provide historical accuracy as well as fun and challenging gameplay. Now, there is a teaser version of the mod available right now to download on the workshop to gather interest basically, and I'll link that in the description alongside their Discord server if you want to join that as well. And the team is headed up by AHowl11, and they were granted early access to the game before launch so they could start their work on it as well, which is great to see. It shouldn't just be YouTubers to get early access, modders should do as well. Now, even though the mod is currently very much in its early stages, it does give us a flavour of what to expect. And from what I've been told, the first sort of semi-major release is really not too far away at all. So keep your eyes open for that, as I will definitely covering that on the channel at some stage very soon. So what can we experience in this teaser iteration of the mod? And oh, and by the way, just to mention that the teaser will not be save game compatible with the first major release. So if you do play it now, you can save it, but it won't be compatible with the next version of release. Well, for starters, and this is the big one, they have modified Rome to one faction, to be unified as opposed to 3 separate families and the SPQR. So there's no Senate missions or civil wars. However, Ahal did say that they do plan on having a late campaign as well at some point, with at least another Rome faction to simulate the civil wars in the future. And of course, you'll still be able to form the Empire with post-Marian units. So even though the factions or the families have been removed from Rome, all 3 families plus the SPQR leader will still be represented in the family tree at the start of the game, which is great. Gives a nice little bit of role-playing aspect to the game. Now, diplomacy has been adjusted to account for the single Roman faction, but it's not only Rome that's had a little bit of a makeover in the teaser. So Egypt have been made into a Greek culture. Say no more to that Bronze Age Egyptians that we see in the base game. Portraits, voices, and UI are now Greek. They still retain Egyptian followers and traits, but gain Greek ones as well. The Greek building tree instead of Egyptian building tree is now integrated into them, but they do keep the Egyptian gods. There's no new units at the moment in the teaser version. They've still got the Bronze Age Egyptians for now, but that, I stress, is for now, because that will obviously be something that will be enhanced most definitely as the mod continues. Now, they have renamed most factions to be more historical names. The barbarian factions are no longer nations of ethnicity, but tribes or a collection of tribes. Now, kingdoms show as true kingdom names in the game as well. And they've repositioned factions to be more historical in the areas that they are situated in, and balanced out starting armies to make for more consistent gameplay instead of being in the red from the start, apparently. Now, Greek cities have taken the settlement of Athens. That is no more controlled by the rebels at the start, and they now have Massilia as well, but have lost Thermon and Pergamum. The Seleucids have Sidon and Susa, and the Egyptians have taken Halicarnassus from the rebels in the game, and Carthage gets Liptus and Tingi. All of the factions are reduced to their historical starting points and have had starting armies nerfed to keep costs balanced, essentially. Now, the Gauls are represented by the following factions of the Aedui, the Volcae, the Insubres, and the Galatians, and they have a settlement over in the east as it was historically at that time. So that's great to see in the mod. They've adjusted the culture and faction ownerships of settlements, regions, and rebels for more accuracy and immersion. They've also adjusted the historical battles that the Brutii, Scipii, and the Senate were involved in. So it's now just represented as the Julii or Rome as it is in the game for them as the faction in the historical battles going forward. Now, this is just a teaser, but if that is already what we can go by, can you imagine what we will see as time goes on and the mod develops? Not only, as I've mentioned, the higher flexibility that Rome Remastered offers to the modders, and I believe that it has been confirmed by Feral that the faction cap has been lifted from 21 to 31. So 21 in the original game and 31 in the remastered version. So that's an extra 10 factions that can be added for now. However, that could change and be increased as time goes on. Now, as I've mentioned, a first semi-playable version is going to be available very soon, which will then be improved upon regularly as time goes on. So with that version that's coming out, players can expect more historical features similar to what's in the teaser. But the main thing is that they can expect the Rome Surrectum 2 units to be there in all of their glory, replacing all of the vanilla R&R units essentially. I was also sent over a couple of screenshots showing early designs of what some of the Roman units will look like as they've been ported over from the original mod. And and are being given a new lease of life with the improved textures of the remastered version. And these, of course, will be worked upon as time goes on, and undoubtedly will be improved upon even further. But as you can see here, the early legionary cohort in this picture with the improved accurate visuals showing the Lorica Hamata mail armor that they wore, as well as the Praetorian cavalry looking mightily impressive indeed. And as you can imagine, the mod will focus heavily on the Roman aspect of the game, and so all the legions will be accounted for within the game itself, really adding to the historical authenticity. Now, the update will include all of the Roman legionary units from Rome Surrectum, as well as specific city/regional hoplite units from Rome Surrectum as well. Now, of course, with any modding team, they are always in need of artists for 2D and 3D art. So if you do feel like you can offer some talent for that, do contact AHowl11 if you want to join the team. And of course, the best place to do that will be on their Discord server. But ultimately, this mod most definitely has a bright future ahead of it, not only because of great dedication shown by the team behind it, but the success that they've had in the past with Rome 1, but also the commitment and loyalty that Feral have shown to the game, and the future promise of post-release support and improvements for the modders. So if you want to have a fresh challenge, a desire to come back and play this game again and again, then it will be with RTR Imperium Surrectum that I'm sure that will be fulfilled. So there you go, guys. That's where I'm going to leave this video today. I hope you've enjoyed it, but please do let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts are on the mod, and if you will be playing it, and if you are, what are you most looking forward to when it comes out. But yes, be rest assured, as I said to you before, when the new version is released, I shall be there to cover it for you very, very soon indeed. So yeah, until next time, guys, take care and farewell.